How can creators like us, who are new to building online businesses, who have high value skill sets, how do we scale our monthly recurring revenue, or MRR, to get us the freedom we desire? That is the question, and this newsletter will give you the answers. Be sure to subscribe if these are the types of answers you seek. My name is Boise Gordon, and welcome to episode 24 of Boise Talks Business. Episode 24. $7,200,000 in revenue since 2020. I'll share some of my secrets with you. I'm excited to show you what I have learned and a big announcement that follows. All right, guys, welcome. Episode 24. This is actually second recording. I don't know what's going on with my mic. It's like super loud, and I don't understand why it's super loud. So unfortunately, if it is too loud for you, I apologize, but this is kind of what I have for now. I'll work on getting a filter or something so that I can control the maximum range of the mic to make it a little better and more consistent. Anyway, episode 24. We're at episode 24. That is awesome. I did some calculations in the last recording. Sorry it wasn't done live. You should have heard the math that I tried to do in my head. It took me forever. I was drawing so many blanks. But if we continue at this pace, doing 3 episodes a week, we should achieve 100 episodes by October. That would be awesome. Triple digit episodes. That'd be so cool. Right? Maybe I'll just do them once a day, every day again, just to get there. No, I'm not doing that. Anyway, moving on. In the last episode, I discussed the second scaling of my first business. For those who are just tuning in, I did my first business started, April 2021. And I managed to scale that from $0 in April to 1.4 million in total revenue for the year of 2021. And so, right after that January, we experienced a massive fall off. I'm talking 50% loss in business. Went from making $400,000 MRR to $200,000 in that little period. And what happened was that the foundation that we built and scaled on was so shaky that everything started falling apart the minute that we hit our apex. And, we didn't scale properly. And so last episode was about, what I did to correct my scaling process for the second time when we scaled from 1.4 million to 2.5 million in total fiscal revenue. And that means just April 2021 to April 2022. So, if you want to hear more about that, definitely check out Monday's article. Pretty much just found a niche, dug into the niche, and that helped us to sustain not just our sales, but also our operations. So it was a really good article. I enjoyed writing it, and it was a fun story to tell. So if you want to know more about that, feel free to check out why do I keep saying last week? Monday's episode. Today, I'm a little excited. I am currently working on a guide for entrepreneurs who want to increase their sales outcomes and results, whether that be more traffic, more customers, repeat business, really anything business related, just increasing it. That's what the guide's going to be for. And like I said, I've generated about $7.2 million in revenue since 2020. And I plan to share the top 20, at least, of my best kept sales secrets, not really best kept. I don't really keep any secrets per se, but I will be elaborating a little more on my favorite 20 things that I do on a daily basis, even to this day, to grow and to scale. And I'm currently at 191 followers. So at 200 followers, I will be dropping that content. So feel free to follow me on X if you want to get that earlier. So it'll come out. I think I could hit it today. I have a post lined up for that. So we'll see what happens. But my podcast and newsletter crew, you guys, love you. Y'all will get some bonus content that anybody who's following me on X probably won't receive. I'm debating whether I want to even put these in the guide just to make sure that it's exclusive to you guys. So that's what today's newsletter is really about. So let's dig in. Sorry, this is the second recording. I never do second recording. So I'm thinking about what I said the first time to make sure that I repeat it again this time, but it's not. I'll just act like it's the first. So bonus secret number 1. First secret is a newer one that I learned on this leg of my journey. As some of you may know or may not know, I started this content marketing, business consulting journey in November of last year. And a majority of it up till now was just trial and error and being broke for 3 months. And so like now I'm getting into a point where I'm barely scraping 4 figures a month in MRR. And, I want to make sure that I'm scaling using what I already know. I don't have to start from scratch anymore. And this secret is what has been the most responsible for my ability to even get close to 4 figures in monthly revenue for this business. So it's responsible for generating over 75 leads passively within the last 30 days. Passively meaning I just continued with my process of posting and engaging, and it generated leads for me. And it's so simple, and I don't understand why more people don't focus on it or pay attention to it. And, for those people, I have 2 words for you: profile optimization. If you're curious about what it looks like physically, I do have a screenshot of it in the Substack newsletter. If you want to check it out, just click the link. I think every podcast that's posted externally should have a link to the original newsletter in there. But, optimizing your profile turns it into a lead magnet. Like, leads literally follow you because it's now repelling people who aren't qualified to be a client, and it's attracting people who are qualified to be a client. It's the first step that I do with almost every client that I want to work with, is just making sure their profile is speaking directly to the ICP that they have. So for X, there are only 5 areas to pay attention to when you're talking about profile optimization, and I've ranked them by importance. So the most important is going to be your biography. This shows your personality, qualifications, your purpose. My biography says the most introverted entrepreneur. Then I put my personality type since 2020. Over 6 million in revenue generated. I've really generated 7.2, but I like 6 better. I don't know. Maybe change it to 7. Who cares? Once you get past 5, maybe just do 5 plus, whatever. I don't really have a preference for numbers, but there's a psychological aspect to it for sure. And then teaching online business owners how to scale the simple way. And so that's just 3 sentences that explains, my personality, INFP, introversion, entrepreneur, cool, qualifications. I've made a lot of revenue. Awesome. And then purpose, what I'm doing. So teaching online business owners how to scale the simple way. Right. And then profile photo. So this is like the first and second impression your audience will have of you. When they look at your profile, it'll literally be the second or first thing they see. They see a post that you've made, or maybe like a comment that you've had, and they're looking at the words and they're looking at your profile or your picture. And then if they're getting suggested, you're getting suggested followers, they're going to see your picture first. So it's very important to have a polished picture that represents who you want to be or who you want to be perceived as, especially if it's in line with your brand. So mine is just a grayed out me smirking. I was going to say smiling, but I'm smirking, looking up off to the side and not straight, and have a blue background just to make it pop. It's not super crazy. And then the third thing is going to be a featured link. So this is the most important part of your front end funnel. It's the only link that you'll have on your profile. And so you don't want to split the conversions for people who will click a link multiple different ways. You want to make sure that they're going to do exactly what you want them to do if they are going to click a link. So if they are going to click a link on my page, it's going to go to my newsletter, which is the next part of my funnel, which is this, my podcast, everything. And then follower ratio, something people don't really pay attention to, but this is additional authority to your profile. You don't want to look like a scammer. You don't want to look like someone who cheated their way to the top. You don't want to have 500 followers 500 people that you're following and only have 200 followers. That looks like you just followed for a follow to get the 200 followers and you didn't really do any work, and you don't really have anything quality to say. And this isn't necessarily what people are physically thinking, but this is a subconscious qualifier that people have, because some of the people you'll be competing with, especially if you're offering a service on a platform like X, will have 1,000 followers and they'll only be following 100 people. So what makes you a 500 to 200 follower ratio person where you're following more people than follow you? How are you a credible person with authority, even if you have these great accolades? And then 5 is going to be profile banner. Is the opportunity to have a creative copy. Adds a little more personality to your page. Can be even more suggestive to the next step, which is follow you, or like, you've seen a lot of the creativity that goes into it, but I don't really think it's like the most important thing, but it's definitely one of those things that you want to have if you have the opportunity to create one. Canva is a really good tool for anyone that doesn't have one already. They have a bunch of templates that are free. You can edit them, modify them to your needs, and so it's a cool thing to play around with. I've changed mine like 8 times now. By looking at my page, my ICP is called out. My introverts, my introverted entrepreneurs, my people who want to generate revenue, my fellow salespeople, my people with online businesses, people who want to scale, people who want to grow, people who like hearing about business. Like, all of those people are called out with my profile. And so everyone that follows me is now a lead. It's just how it is. And then bonus secret number 2. This one is really cool because it can yield massive results even for a smaller account, smaller brand new account. And I'm talking like 30 likes, 20 comments, 1K impressions with under 100 followers. It's not super crazy to do with this strategy. And the post doesn't even have to be good. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I have to make the perfect post. Oh, I have to be the perfect person. No, you don't. The secret is really in this easy community building technique. So you think about it like this. How many likes do you want on a post? I'm just using likes as an example. So whatever like the outcome, the desired outcome is for your post, what do you want from it, right? Let's say 30 likes. Okay. So you can get 30 likes as a brand new page easy. I'd say within a week, sometimes within a day, depends on how you go about it. So take the result that you want, multiply it by 1.5. That 0.5 is 50% increase in your desired outcome. It gives you a little more margin for error, just in case there are some missteps, some things that aren't done to perfection. You don't have to worry about too much front end work. So you get 45 from that. 30 times 1.5, 45, right? This is the number of people who you need on your community list. So just add them to a list. But before you go and add 45 profiles to a list, you do need to qualify them. So it's really simple, just 3 things. Each person on the list must be active on the platform I'd say like at the cadence that you're active. So if you're active daily, they need to be active daily. If you're active every other day, they need to be active at least every other day. There are a lot of active daily people on X, so I would just shoot for the most activity possible just so that you can have some consistency there. The second thing is they must make great content. They must make content that you like. There's no reason to follow someone or engage with someone who has content that isn't something you like to read or listen to or agree with. Maybe not agree with. It's okay to like disagree, but just content that you can't like, you know? And then the last thing is they must respond to their comments. There's no point in engaging with someone if they aren't even going to engage back. And I'm not talking about reciprocation on your posts, but at least them responding on their own posts is a necessary thing. And now that you have a qualified list, so everybody on that list has, done all 3 of those things, then you're good. Now the next step is really easy. Like and leave a thoughtful comment on a post for each person on the list daily. Do it for 5 days straight, 45 comments a day with 45 different people, and you will have at least 30 likes per post daily or whenever you decide to post, right? And not only that, but you will now have a community of 30 to 45 people who like talking to you because now y'all have had plenty of conversations. You've made them feel good about their posts. You've told them that maybe something that could help them improve. It doesn't really matter how you engage as long as it's something positive. There's like a rule that's like engage for education, engage for like entertainment, engage for sharing like a thought or something. I don't know what the third thing is, but entertainment and education is like all I do. I don't usually do anything else. And this is how small accounts can win clients that larger accounts wish they had. You look at like some of these profiles and they'll have like 1,000 followers, but they'll be making like $50 a month, and then you look at some profiles and they're, and they're making, $1,000, $2,000 a month, and they only have 200 followers. Me soon. Right. So it's just a matter of having a community. An account with 10,000 people following them might only have a community of 1,000 people, right? So if you can start off a profile or start doing this where you're building a community, building relationships with multiple different people, you'll have that exponential growth almost immediately. Things that would normally happen passively out of just interacting and engaging on the app now can be fast tracked by just being intentional with the same people every day. All right, so go ahead and try it. I'd like to know what you guys' results are. Like I said, just 5 days, and you should see something positive out of it. And if you need help establishing the sales process that will turn those people in your community and people who follow you after you start this process into clients, let me know. I do have 2 slots open for April. And once those fill up, we'll just have to wait and see until the next slots are available. I'm not going to do monthly slots. They'll just become first come, first serve based on my capacity to handle the work. So if you're interested in that, just reply scale if you're a part of the newsletter, or send an email to waitlist@boiseGordon.com. We can set up a meeting, make sure we're a good fit for each other, and then go from there. And that is it. Second take. I didn't like this take. I'm not going to lie to you guys. The first take was funny. I made so many mistakes. But yeah, thanks for sticking around. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, the page. And if you like to receive these in your email, be sure to visit boisetalks.com and subscribe there so that you can get these directly in your email. When you click it from your email, it'll be able to play the podcast, so you don't have to go and search it on any other platform. Yeah, that is it. Bye, guys. See y'all Friday.